beginning of fall season, it's also the beginning of baking season. And to kick off this fall fabulous season, I'm going to be making homemade peanut butter banana brownies. Follow along and see if I don't botch this recipe in another installment of In My Sister's Kitchen. So to kick this recipe off, we need our fats to be at least softened. So I got 1/4 cup butter there, and I'm going to take 1/4 cup of peanut butter and add that to it. The type of peanut butter doesn't really matter. I would advise sticking away from the crunchy if you're going to microwave these together, just so you don't have that extra popping from the peanuts. So I'm going to microwave this for about 30 seconds. Now that that's melted, I'm going to just give it a quick stir together to kind of combine the fats. Into our bowl, I'm actually doing a brown sugar cocoa combo. It's a cup of brown sugar, and then I actually did a 2-to-1 ratio of black cocoa to regular cocoa. Then we're just going to add this all together and then mix till combined. As you can see, that is well combined. Next, I'm going to add 1 egg that I added 1.5 teaspoons of bourbon vanilla to. That, by the way, is a homemade vanilla. And to that as well, I'm going to add 2 mashed bananas. If you don't know how to mash bananas, you take banana, you put on plate, you smash with fork. I also have a banana bread recipe that you can watch how I smash bananas on that one. Again, we're going to mix this till combined. Now that that's looking lovely, all that's left is for our dry ingredients. So depending on how everything's going and how juicy your bananas are, I guess you'd want to say, we're going to use about a 2/3 to a cup of all-purpose flour. And then we're going to add the baking soda and the salt as well. So add the baking soda and salt. Shot glasses are really handy for putting small amounts of ingredients in. And they're dishwasher safe. And I'm going to start with 1/2 cup of flour in there. At this point, I'm going to throw in my chocolate chips as well. I got a cup of those in there. And I'm gonna add just a little more flour. It's probably closer to 2/3 than it is a cup. Actually, it's probably closer to 3/4 flour. And basically, I'm just doing it until it looks like I have brownie batter. Like that. That's brownie batter. Of course, we have to do the ultimate thing. It smells like peanut butter. Yeah, surprisingly, even though black cocoa has a really strong smell, the peanut butter smell is actually coming out stronger. So let's put this in the pan and talk about bake times. My oven is preheated to 350. I have sprayed my pan. You could also do the parchment paper if you want to make it easier to take out. I did not do that. Just gonna scoop this all in here. Make sure we get every last bit of chocolatey goodness. And just spread it out. Quick, simple, easy. Allegedly. And I know my hands are clean, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go like this, because I don't like wasting batter. and we'll pop it in the oven. I'm using my bottom convection oven. Put it in there, about the middle of the oven, and we're gonna set the timer for 20 minutes to start with, and then go from there. My, how time goes fast. It's been 20 minutes. Let's take it out and take a look. Ooh. Isn't that pretty? I'm actually gonna take it and rotate it. So because it's kind of wiggly, I'm gonna put it in here for about another 5 to 8 minutes and check on it then. Well, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna give these a check. And by that, I mean stick a toothpick in them. Look pretty. Definitely can smell the black cocoa now. Let's see. Ooh. See that? That's still really, really gooey. So I'm gonna pop these back in for about another 5 minutes, and then we'll check them again. Then another 5 minutes. Let's check them again. Pretty it is though. Pretty. Let's see. Very gooey. There we go. Look at how gooey that is. Which, these are gonna be more on the gooey side because there's less flour in them. The edges are starting to get done. Was one around the edge. So yeah, I'm gonna put these in for another 5 minutes and then we'll call it good. Brownies are done. Now we gotta let them cool. In the meantime, while they're still warm, let's do a little bit of a sniff test. I smell chocolate and peanut butter. I don't know if the chocolate and the peanut butter combined are gonna override the banana flavor. I don't know. But we'll find out as soon as they cool down. I can smell the banana now. I'm so excited to be trying this. So it's cooled off enough that I can try this out. And my coffee's brewing, so I'm gonna grab that and we'll have ourselves some peanut butter banana brownies. I got my coffee. It's just black, nothing fancy. And I got me some brownie. Let's try it out. Oh, it smells like banana. It's very fudgy, very dense. I taste the banana. That's like the majority of what I taste is banana. Yeah, it's like banana brownies. I think next time I would up the amount of peanut butter in it, but the two combined cocos is actually really, really nice. It's not really rich and it's not an insane amount of chocolate. And I think the thing about that is the chocolate chips kind of help balance out that really dark cocoa. The brown sugar makes it so it's not very sweet as well. But yeah, I think next time I do this, I'm gonna do more peanut butter. I think that was like the perfect amount of bananas. It was 2 bananas. 2 large-sized bananas. But yeah, I think that's a big thing is I think I'd either keep the same amount of peanut butter and add like peanut butter chips, like the Reese's ones, or add more peanut butter in substitution of the butter because I did 50-50 split of the peanut butter and the butter. There we go. It was 50-50 of peanut butter and butter. Blech. But overall, I'd say for never having done this before and making up my own recipe completely from scratch, this is actually really good. And I'd like to give a shout out to my little brother because banana brownies was actually his idea. Execution was to take chunks of banana chips, you know, the dried banana you can get, broke a bunch up and threw it in his brownies. If I'm gonna have crunchy brownies, I'd prefer to have like walnuts with marshmallows and make it more of like a rocky road. But that's just me. But yeah, these are really good. I'm going to eat this one, and then when they cool, I'm going to try them again, and hopefully they have a different flavor, because hot and cold both have unique flavors due to the chemical reactions in them. But overall, I'd say this was a win. So as always,